Hey yo, what's up guys? It's your boy Nisao, and I quickly want to apologize. I think I might have skipped last week's video. It completely slipped my mind, and I promise it won't happen again. So yeah, of course, it happened. There's nothing we can do about it now, so all we can do is keep going, of course. And so yeah, welcome back to Nisao's comfy corner. My apologies, I burped there. For some reason I'm burping inside of my throat area or whatever. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, so today I want to talk a little bit about some stuff. So for starters, something that's been happening that I can relate to, I guess. So for context, I go to therapy a lot due to something that happened in my past. I'm pretty sure though it also has to do with the fact that I have what is called, I'm pretty sure you heard of it, it's called autism spectrum disorder. I also have another thing which I feel is less known about, is known as generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD. Yeah, so I used to go to therapy for just that, but due to something else that happened, I remember I said doo-doo, to do. I think I used to go to therapy to I don't know, I don't know, I'm getting off track here, but yeah. So I said again, there we go. So due to something that happened in my past, I now go to therapy for that as well. Yeah, however, so a lot of times I have switched around with therapists. One I'm pretty sure was at this one place. I don't want to give the name of it, as I don't know if that's okay or something. I don't know if this is like supposed to be confidential shit or whatever, but yeah, so we'll call it MAP. So I used to go to this place called MAP. Well, I still do now, but in the context of the story, I used to go to this place called MAP and speak with this one therapist, but then that kind of didn't work out. So then I went to I took a break for a while and then went to this other therapist at like this hospital, and then I switched to this third therapist, so back to MAP. However, they switched practices, and since they were switching practices to like more of like a solo gig, I think if I were to stay with them, then they would like break off the contract with MAP or whatever. So we stayed with MAP, and now I'm in my current therapist. However, things aren't working out with them either, so I'll be switching to another one someday. Hopefully soon, as I see them every Wednesday, and I don't want to talk to them again. I can't. I got some issues that I need to work out, but yeah, hopefully I can switch to another one, as I really don't want to talk to them again. Yeah, so that's my biz. So the point of why I'm telling you this story is, number one, of course, to get it off my chest. But number two, I want to talk about how, you don't need to feel pressured to be talking to the therapist that you have right now. If things aren't working out, a few of them, if they're like, kind of being like abusive or whatever, just to clarify, I haven't been abused in any way by any of my therapists. I guess it's just that things weren't really working out, but yeah. If you have been abused by them in any way, or their style is not working for you, but this one is the second option is definitely what's happening with me, then do not be embarrassed or feel any shame in switching. I know that that's kind of what I have to work on, as it took up a lot of courage to talk to my parents on that one. But yeah, I feel all the better for it. So of course, don't be afraid to tell your therapist or your parents or any of your legal guardians or whatever that you want to change. If it's not working for you, it's not working for you, and you deserve someone who you feel comfortable with and are able to tell them your grievances and all that. So definitely, of course, talk to a therapist. And if it's not working for you, then feel free to switch to someone who's more your style. Because this is about this therapy, it's about you. And it's about you working with a therapist who is able to listen to you and who you feel comfortable with. So of course, do not feel afraid at all to switch. I know it's going to take a lot of courage. I've of course, went through telling my parents about, how my current therapist isn't for me. I love the guy, but it just wasn't working for me. So of course, now I'll be switching and I feel a lot better after telling. And I'm sure you'll feel the same way once you tell, the people that, are responsible for getting you the therapist or whatever, your therapist themselves, that, it's just not working. So of course, definitely try that. And if you are looking for good therapy services, I heard good things about this thing called BetterHelp. However, I also heard bad things. So it's important to do some research, of course, on the place that you go to, before deciding that that's where you want to go to. So BetterHelp, probably not the best, but I do hope for the best that you find a good agency with some good therapists, and I hope, of course, that your therapist themselves is your style and is able to to listen and give you good advice. Yeah. So, of course, now that that's out of the way, I kind of want to talk about another thing that's more about myself. So, it's got to do with religions, and of course, this next part, I do want to clarify, I am totally okay with any religion that, that's practiced, as long as it's not anything that's, culty, but even though, of course, any religion can be turned into a cult. But, yeah, so whether you're a Christian, a Buddhist, a Satanist, atheist, or any religion at all, I'm completely okay with that. And in my opinion, at least, it's not about, the religion itself, but more so with the people who practice it, which determines if it's good or bad, kinda. The religion, of course, is fine. It's more just the people practicing it, of course. So, a fun fact about me, I'm an atheist. I'm gonna say it outright. I of course at least kind of think a bit that there is at least some higher power controlling, things around here, like a god or whatever. But for the most part, I'm an atheist. Like, looking at the facts, it's pretty clear that a lot of, at least some of the stuff mentioned in the Bible are kind of contradictory with science. And of course, when it comes to facts and the world around us, I feel like that science is a more reliable source of information than the Holy Bible or any religious text. That's just me, of course, and you are free to believe whatever you want, of course. I cannot stop you, and I have no intention of stopping you. It's none of my business. However, aside from that, I'm also a Satanist, and no, that does not have to do with anything culty or whatever. Satanism itself, the religion, is not anything culty. It's simply just there's a bunch of people out there who made it that way. And so yeah, I'm a Satanist. I believe in, religious freedom and all that. And I, of course, believe in a lot of things like free thinking and, individuality and uniqueness. A lot of things that, in organized religions, I feel like that with the people who run them at times, there's a lot of, basic beliefs that are forced upon people. Like, you see that a lot in with people who are religious. You know, it's not, of course, like I've mentioned before, it's not about the religion itself, it's the people who follow it. There are a lot of people, I actually know some people, and have had bad experiences with some people who kind of tried to force their religion on me. 8th grade bully of mine, hugely religious, criticized me a lot for being satanic and devil worshiper. And I'm gonna be honest, I like using the devil worshiper, how do I say it, I guess, aspect, or I guess style, I guess. I do play a lot into worshipping the devil or whatever, and of course, in my opinion, I've never really seen the devil as a malicious character. I'll say it right now. I don't view the devil as a being of pure malice. I have more seen the devil as a figure who went against God's word and was punished unjustly by that. Okay, I'm gonna say it outright. I know the Holy Bible and all that portrays the devil as, evil incarnate, or whatever the fuck. I never really cared for that. I've more embraced the devil as, I guess, as a friend, a like-minded being, if you will. And now, I'm not gonna try to be all emo and #/r/I'm 14 and this is deep on you, because number one, I'm not 14. And number two, I'm just not trying to be deep, okay? I'm not trying to be, dramatic and I'm so depressed, and all that bullshit. Yeah, this is kind of just how I view things, okay? If you don't like it, you're free to click off. Okay, we're trying to portray individuality and free thinking here, and, other people's, opinions and ways of seeing things, okay? Okay? But, yeah. We can move on. We can move away from all that devil stuff, okay? So, he of course was trying to force things on me, and I didn't really like it. And when he criticized my religious practices, like in the corner of the room, away from where everyone is looking, I had a journal, I drew a pentagram on one of the pages and would pray to it. And he, all the time, would just go up to me and hold out a cross and be like, and just look bothered by it. And the teacher actually took his side and just told me that I was offending this kid and I needed to stop. Which, later on I would learn that he was a super humongous dick. Okay, I learned that he was a dick when he kind of victim blamed me in that whole situation that I mentioned earlier, but I would not clear up or talk about. So yeah, he was a super mega douche, which we'll call him. So, of course, he was a bit of a dick for stampeding on my religious freedoms, I guess. I guess. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know who was in the right in that one situation where the guy was holding up the cross, just putting his fingers in a cross at me or whatever. I'm gonna be honest, it probably was me, because, the kid was going out of his way to be bothered by my shenanigans or whatever. And joke's on him, I would of course shenan again. So, fuck you, that one random kid from 8th grade. Yeah, and then there's, this guy who I'm actually friends with. He rarely ever was preachy about religion, but, I and another one of my friends, and this was recent, this was this year, it was kind of like a talk about religion, and I, of course, pointed out some of, the holes in religion, for instance, this guy, I think his name was, Judas or something, I don't remember, he was the guy who wrote the Bible, got, this random vision from God, and, my friend was all like, no, if a vision was real, And he never clarified, he never really gave evidence, and of course, you know, if this is what he believes, then like, I'm fine with it, I guess. I guess I will criticize that he wasn't giving me really any evidence to support his claim since it was a debate, but I mean, I'll pass him on this one. You know, it's probably on me for, you know, I guess disrespecting his beliefs or whatever. I don't know if I would call it disrespecting what I did, but I don't want to, you know, get into any, you know, controversy or whatever. If this could even be controversial, I don't know. I don't want to test the internet, okay? And so, you know, he of course claimed that it was, you know, an actual vision from God, and I more so like portrayed it as like a hallucination or schizophrenic episode or whatever. I don't know. He was also kind of saying that he wanted to protect me or like save me and my friend from like eternal damnation in hell when like the rapture comes or whatever. And he talked about how, you know, he thinks the end times are coming, and he's on the lookout for like brush fires, like burning trees and water evaporating and the sky like splitting apart or something. I don't know. Like the sound of trumpets. And, you know, angels in the sky or whatever. Yeah. He said this, it was of course last year, but it was like more like around December or November, and I personally haven't really seen any you know, brush fires recently in my neighborhood. There was like the smell of smoke one time, like around my place, but it cleared up. I haven't really heard any trumpet sounds lately. None of the water in my house was evaporating, so I personally think we're in the clear. Yeah, and then of course, but you know, we were cool after that. He did later text me some videos, you know, talking about all these fake religions and stuff. And during our conversation, he did, you know, he was trying to be nice, but he was kind of phrasing, you know, gay relationships and all that as, you know, not the right way to do things, and the teacher kind of called him out on that. But no, we were cool. He of course apologized for it. I can tell that he still, you know, kind of doesn't really believe in, you know, gay marriage and all that stuff, but he's cool about it. He never, you know, outright talks about it. He's respecting boundaries, and I'll give him that one, you know. But of course, you know, he is a cool guy. I like him a lot. I'm glad we're friends. And I don't really have any issues with them. The videos that he did text me though about fake religions and the right way to do things is believe in God and all that, you know, that was a bit kind of crossing the line in my opinion. That did make me a bit uncomfortable, but you know, we never talked about that. You know, we kind of set it aside, so we're all good. But yeah, I know I've been rambling on for a bit, and this video is already like way longer than any of my other Me's House Comfy Corner episodes, but I just kind of wanting to talk about how, you know, you shouldn't be forced into picking a religion, okay? Whether it's your parents or, you know, your or your like friends or whatever, peer pressure and all that, you know, never be forced into something. Of course, it's just a religion. It's of course, you know, a belief system that, you know, that you seek comfort in and all that, you know. Of course, part of it is, you know, a community of good people, you know, people that you can confide in and all that. And, you know, and also stuff like you know, just good morals and all that, you know. If there's one religion that I would recommend to you guys to go check out, it's Buddhism. I've heard a lot of good things about it, so I definitely recommend checking it out. However, of course, if you want to do stuff like atheism and just not believe in a god, or you know, Satanism and all that, you know, that's cool too. Just whatever you feel comfortable with. Never feel pressured into a religion or anything like that. And also, just one more thing, if you are in a religion and you don't like it, feel free to opt out at any time. There's no label or tag or whatever that, you know, states that you are specifically part of this religion until your dying days, of course. And if you are in a religion, and that, you know, that people say is wrong and you'll go to hell for, or you're doing things that people say you'll go to hell for, like being in a gay relationship, you're not gonna go to hell, because, you know, I personally don't think it's real. Of course, that's not 100% proven. No one knows what happens when you die, but, you know, of course, know that you won't be going to hell. You're not gonna burn in eternal damnation in hellfire for all eternity. No, that's just what people say to scare you into doing things that, you know, that they want you to do, okay? And hey, if we are going to hell, I'm of course partying there, because I'm the king of hell, and I can do whatever the fuck I want there. Technically Prince, but who cares? But yeah, that's more of this episode. It's kind of airing out my own personal grievances. Yeah. And also one more thing, if you are a Christian and there's stuff and, you know, and there's all that belief around, you know, how, oh, being a good Christian is being in a same-sex marriage, don't worry about it. There are a ton of gay people out there who are Christians, and they're not going to hell because, you know, they're following their hearts and they're not, you know, they're not being malicious, they're not doing anything that's bad. And also, I'm pretty sure I heard somewhere a lot of times that part of being a good Christian is, you know, respecting other people's beliefs. So if you're a good Christian, that means you're respecting other people's beliefs. And if you're a bad Christian, you're not respecting other people's beliefs. In other words, all those good Christians out there who are trying to make people, you know, do stuff that they believe a good Christian would do, they're not good Christians themselves. I don't know if that made any sense, but I'm rolling with it. So yeah, you know, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I promise that I'll record another video next week for this, of course. And remember, you know, be good people and, you know, just follow your heart's desires as long as it's not hurting anyone. If you want to be gay, get into a gay relationship, get gay married and all that, I'm totally fine with that, as long as you're with someone who you like and you're comfortable with spending the rest of your life with. Or say, I don't know, sitting in front of God, I'm of course always open to that, as long as you're not actually harming anyone. So of course, that's all good, you know, follow your heart and all that. And remember, if there's like, you know, if there's people in your life who are toxic or whatever, as even if it's your like family members that you're you know, blood, that share blood with you, just avoid them, okay? Because in my opinion, family is not made up by the people that you're related by blood to. It's made up of people who you like and who have your best interests at heart. Remember that. And, you know, as always, I'll always be here, you know, in your heart, you know, telling you to keep going, because you're an incredible person and you deserve all the love and respect in the world. And that's one thing that you should definitely take from this video. So, yeah, this has been your host, Misao Drevis, and thank you for watching.